Okay, so if you watched the part 1, first of all, thank you. And I see your comments, so many of you recognize the signs. The creepy skin, the dullness, the jawline changes, the breakouts that won't quit. And the most common comment I got was, what do we actually do about it? And that's this video. Because knowing that cortisol is destroying your collagen is one thing. Having a real science-backed protocol to stop it is another. And that's exactly what we are building today. This is not a list of vague wellness tips. Every single thing I'm about to share has clinical evidence behind it, and it addresses cortisol and collagen from multiple angles simultaneously. Let's get into it. The single most powerful thing you can do for your cortisol levels costs you nothing. It's sleep, but not just any sleep. The timing and structure of your sleep matters enormously. Here's the science. Cortisol follows what's called a diurnal rhythm. It should peak at around 8 a.m. and bottom out around midnight. When this rhythm is disrupted from late nights, inconsistent wake times, or poor sleep quality, cortisol stays elevated at times, which it shouldn't be. And here's the skin-specific reason, and this matters. Your skin does its primary collagen repair between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. Growth hormone spikes, cell turnover accelerates, new collagen is laid down. If cortisol is still high during that window, that entire process gets blunted. So the protocol here is simple, but non-negotiable. Same wake time every day, even weekends. This anchors your cortisol rhythm. Lights out by 10:30 p.m. minimum, if skin repair is a priority. No screens 45 minutes before bed. The blue light delay in melatonin also disrupts cortisol. This alone, the consistent sleep timing, has been shown in research to improve cortisol patterns within 2 weeks. Step 2, adaptogens. Adaptogens are a category of herbs and botanicals that help your body regulate its stress response, specifically by supporting the HPA axis, which is the control system for cortisol. Not all adaptogens are equal. So let me tell you which ones have actual clinical evidence for cortisol reduction. Ashwagandha. This is the most studied adaptogen for cortisol. Multiple randomized controlled trials, real placebo-controlled human trials, have shown that ashwagandha supplementation significantly reduces serum cortisol levels. We're talking 20 to 30% reduction in 8 weeks. Standard dose, 300 to 600 milligrams of root extract. Standardized to with phenolides, look for KSM 66 or Sensoril on the label. Those are the forms used in the studies. Next is Rhodiola rosea. This works differently. It's particularly effective for what's called stress-related fatigue and the blunted cortisol response you get when you've been chronically stressed for too long. It also has some evidence for reducing the inflammatory pathways that cortisol triggers. Next is phosphatidylserine. This one flies under the radar, and it should not. It's a phospholipid. It's actually a normal component of your cell. And research shows it can blunt the cortisol spike that comes from exercise and physical stress. Now, I want to be really clear. These are not miracle pills. They work best on top of the lifestyle steps, not instead of. But if you are doing the basics and still feeling chronically wired or exhausted, these are worth discussing with your doctor. I'm not going to tell you to meditate for an hour. What I am going to tell you is that there's a specific 5-minute morning habit that has actually been shown in research to lower cortisol and improve your cortisol awakening response, which is the spike you get right after waking up. It's called physiological sighing, or more practically, slow, extended exhale breathing. Here's how it works. You breathe in through the nose for 4 counts. Short second inhale through the nose to fully inflate the lungs. Then a long, slow exhale through the mouth for 8 counts. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the system that counters cortisol. It counters it immediately. A 2023 Stanford study compared this breathing technique to mindfulness meditation and found it was more effective at reducing self-reported stress and improving physiological markers. 5 minutes in your bed before you even look at your phone. That's the window. And yes, looking at your phone first thing is raising your cortisol. Email, news, social media, all stress triggers before your brain is even fully awake. The breathing first literally changes the chemistry of your morning. Remember in the first part we talked about matrix metalloproteinases, the enzymes that cortisol activates to shred your collagen? This step is about using topical skincare ingredients that actually block MMP activity at the skill level. Think of this as building a shield from the outside while you regulate cortisol from the inside. Number 1, niacinamide. It's one of the most underrated anti-aging ingredients. At concentrations of 4 to 5%, it has been shown to inhibit MMP activity, improve skin barrier function, and reduce the inflammatory cascade that cortisol triggers. It's also completely gentle. no irritation, no purging. Retinoids. You probably know retinol, but here's the cortisol-specific angle. Retinoids directly stimulate fibroblasts. Those are the cells cortisol suppresses. They're essentially a direct counter to one of cortisol's primary mechanisms. If you're not yet on a retinoid and you're over 30, this is the conversation you should have with your doctor. Peptides, specifically matrixyl. Peptides signal fibroblasts to produce more collagen. Matrixyl 3000 in particular has been shown in clinical trials to visibly reduce wrinkled depth with consistent use. Layer this after your niacinamide. It's a gentle but compounding intervention. One more. Look for skincare products now being formulated with 11-beta HSD1 inhibitors. This is an emerging area of research specifically. It targets the local cortisol conversion, the conversion that's happening at the skin level. It's early, but it's promising. Last step, and this is the one people underestimate completely. What you eat directly affects your cortisol response. Both the foods that spike it and the nutrients that buffer it. Reduce blood sugar spikes. High glycemic foods cause rapid blood sugar spikes, which triggers a cortisol response. That is why high sugar diets accelerate aging through two pathways, glycation and cortisol. Cut the ultra-processed carbohydrates and pair all carbohydrates with protein or fat. Add vitamin C. Seriously, vitamin C is one of the most well-documented cortisol-lowering ingredients. Multiple studies have shown that vitamin C supplementation, around 1,000 milligrams daily, measurably reduces cortisol output. It also happens to be essential for collagen synthesis. Add magnesium. Magnesium is deeply involved in the HPA axis regulation. Most adults are deficient, and low magnesium is equal to higher cortisol activity. Magnesium glycinate before bed is particularly good. It also supports sleep quality. 300 to 400 milligram in the evening. Reduce caffeine after 12 p.m. Caffeine has a half-life of 5 to 7 hours and directly stimulates cortisol. Afternoon coffee is disrupting your 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. skin repair window. Move your cutoff to noon and give it 2 weeks. Most people are shocked by the difference in their skin. Okay, so let's bring this all together. Cortisol is not something you eliminate. It's something you regulate. And when you do, your skin literally responds. The collagen destruction slows, the barrier repairs, the inflammation comes, and the tired, deflated look, it starts to lift. Your full protocol: anchor your sleep rhythm, protect 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. Add an evidence-based adaptogen. Ashwagandha is your first move. 5 minutes of extended exhale breathing every morning before your phone. Build your topical stack around niacinamide, peptides, and a retinoid. Cut blood sugar spikes and add vitamin C and magnesium. Move your coffee cutoff to noon. If this 2-part series helped you, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want to go deeper on any of these steps, I will have videos on glycation, retinoids, and sleep and skin aging. So don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button so you don't miss it. Take care. I'll see you in the next one.